So we are back again with another video, and today we'll be going through all the latest transfer stories, including that man there, following Balogun, as he is set to sign a new long-term contract with Arsenal. So let's get straight into it. We're going to be also talking about the future of Mikel Arteta, as he has come under a lot of scrutiny over the last few weeks. Also talking about Hakimi as a potential bid is going to be coming in. Also about Lucas Torreira and Hector Bellerin. So let's get straight into it. First of all, following Balogun, we are going to be talking about a lot of news regarding him, because The Athletic, Fabrizio Romano, Daily Mail, a lot of different sources have said that Florian Balogun is about to sign a new 4-year contract with Arsenal. We're going to have a look at what The Athletic have said, and that they've said that he's on the cusp of signing a new 4-year contract with Arsenal. The 19-year-old's current deal is due to expire at the end of the season, raising concerns that he would leave for free to an overseas club. But now he is set to commit his long-term future to Arsenal. Mikel Arteta has been keen for the striker to stay at the Emirates, and it will come to as a boost for Arteta, especially as Balogun was thought to close to signing a pre-contract agreement. Leipzig were also interested in him, and Bayer Leverkusen also proposed a contract offer for Balogun to go over there, but he rejected that, and he is set to sign a new long-term contract with Arsenal. Arsenal rejected a $5 million bid from Brentford for Balogun last January. Sheffield United also have an offer turned down, with then manager Chris Wilder speaking openly about him. They then went and signed Ryan Brewster from Liverpool because they couldn't get Florian Balogun. But apparently on Tuesday he's going to do his media duties for this, and then on Wednesday he's going to be announced that he's going to sign a new deal with Arsenal. Now, my thoughts on this is very positive. I think this is a very good signing for Arsenal, because for the last few months my sort of thinking was that he's not gonna stay. He's gonna leave. Like, I was mentally preparing myself for him to just go, and that was my feeling over the last few months. But now it looks like he's gonna sign. It's come out all of a sudden after we've won the bottled the Europa League first leg. What a surprise! Brilliant PR from Arsenal once again. Flipping hell. But anyway, Balogun, I think, will Arteta play him? Because he came off the bench for those 2 Europa League games, and then he come off the bench for that Man City game in the Carabao Cup, and that's all he's appeared in, and he scored in the 2 Europa League games, so that's very good. That's actually his appearance in that picture there. Will he get any minutes? Because if we don't get Europe next season, will he actually play? I don't think so. Maybe in the Carabao Cup, but if we draw a good team like we did Leicester, Liverpool, Man City, will he play in those games? Possibly not. So I think the best option may be to loan him out, especially if Mikel Arteta doesn't want to use him, consistently, and try and integrate him into the first team side, especially if Lacazette, Aubameyang might leave this summer, or anyone else. I'm not too sure, and Ketia. So I think for me, maybe loan him out to a Leipzig, Bayer Leverkusen, etc. Try and get him some minutes out in Germany, and hopefully he can improve himself, so then he can come back the next season firing, and then we can use him in our squad, or maybe sell him on for big money. I don't know. But I think this is huge for Arsenal, that Florian Balogun has committed his long-term future with Arsenal. And again, it's huge for us, as I said. And hopefully we can take a lot of positives from this, and I'm going to be very happy. So next bit of news is going to be surrounding Mikel Arteta. Now, Mikel Arteta, we're going to be talking about him now. A lot of concerns around him at the moment, Mikel Arteta. And we're going to look at what Fabrizio Romano said on a show, and we're going to have a look. It says the feeling is absolutely the same. Talking to people around the club, they're really happy with Arteta. I know it's not easy to say after the Europa League, Premier League situation, but they're so happy with the manager. They're planning with transfers with Arteta, said Fabrizio Romano. They're thinking of a new season with Arteta as manager, looking at players that Arteta likes. This is a typical when he wants to continue with the manager for the next season. They are backing him 100%. And that is the thoughts of Fabrizio Romano. Now, I'm not going to say it's PR or anything. That's just Fabrizio Romano talking to people around the club. And he's found out that, look, the board and everyone are behind this manager. Now, for me, that's worrying news, because we're 10th and we could get knocked out of the Europa League. And if this board are still persisting with him, for me, that's worrying signs, because at the moment we're going backwards. And that's not very good at all. So it's a very tricky situation at the moment for Arteta. If he wins the Europa League, I think they'll probably keep him in charge. But again, our tie with Slavia Prague is in a balance at the moment anyway. So what's going to happen in that regard, I couldn't tell you, and it's very difficult to say. But again, Arteta, I want him gone. I've said it many times. I don't think he's good enough. Even if he wins the Europa League, it's time we get a Champions League experienced manager to take us forward in the so-called process. And I think that would be very good for us. But yeah, that is the news on Mikel Arteta. And apparently the board are 100% backing him, according to Fabrizio Romano. And he doesn't really get things wrong either. So that is the news concerning that. But the next piece of news is on this man there, Achraf Hakimi. For me, Achraf Hakimi, he's a player that Arsenal have been linked with a lot over the last few weeks. And another one that Fabrizio Romano did talk about. And he said that it is true that Arsenal love Achraf Hakimi. If they can sign Hakimi, they sign Hakimi. But it's a very complicated deal to do. Hakimi is probably at the top of their list. But it's really difficult because Inter do not want to sell Hakimi. Now, the interesting thing is that Inter don't want to sell him, but I think he's going to win the league there this year as well. So, again, he might want to stay there, but they've got a few financial difficulties in terms of debt, so they might look to offload some of their players. And Hakimi being someone that could go for a lot of money and maybe wants to come to the Premier League is an option. And his market value is a lot, though. This is why Fabrizio says it's a complicated deal, because of the simple fact that Inter don't want to sell him, and his price would be in the range of 40 to 50 million pounds. That is a lot of money, isn't it, for a right back that might flop. Let's be real here. You know, he's got a lot of pace defensively. There are a few problems about him, a few concerns about him, whether he will achieve what we want him to achieve, whether Arteta can put the right system around him for him to succeed. We don't know. And I don't know. I'd love Hakimi, because I think if Arteta can somehow magically get a right system around him, or any other manager, then I think he could excel. But can that happen? I don't know. It's a very tricky one in my opinion. I'm gonna save it for the summer. I'm gonna save this one for the summer. But 40 to 50 million pounds for me is a bit too much. I think we can get more value for other players like Max Aarons, who can give us attacking and defensive stability for around 30 million quid, which could be 10-20 million less than what Hakimi would be. So if we're willing to splash 40 to 50 on Hakimi, then you may as well go get Aarons for 30, who would probably do maybe a better job than Hakimi, who knows. But yeah, that is the news on Achraf Hakimi. Arsenal apparently loved the player. Well, we knew that about a while, and that dragged on the entire summer, didn't it? But yeah, that's the news on Achraf Hakimi. Leave your thoughts in the comment section down below. The next one we're going to talk about is Hector Bellerin. The ballerina who is at Arsenal over there. And again, Juventus are now linked with him. I want him gone. His market value is said to be around £25 million. Yeah, that's an interesting one, isn't it? With Hector Bellerin. And I want him gone, and hopefully he can go do well in a league like Serie A, because I think that's his pace now. He's very slow, and I think he'll probably fit that league quite well. I think he'll do alright down there, if I'm honest. But for the Premier League, it's quite finished, and Barcelona are interested, PSG are interested. Remember, their right back Florenzi is only on loan from Roma, so if there's no buy option, I think it's a straight loan. So PSG might be interested in Bellerin. Pochettino has held an interest in Bellerin before, not at Tottenham, but I think at previous clubs. He's always held an interest, and Barcelona are interested. Joan Laporta has expressed his desires to bring him in, and he's been elected, so there could be a straight out race for him in the summer, and that could be good. It could drive the price up and everything, but hopefully we can try and get 25 to 30 million pounds, which I think we probably will get for Bellerin. He's got 2 years left on his deal, and it's best we get him out, because apparently he is almost out of the door, the quotes I received, and he's not been playing a lot. It looks like he's had some sort of falling out with Mikel Arteta as well. So yeah, hopefully he is now out the door. Please, we need Bellerin gone, because he is one of those Wenger players that we really need to get out of the door. But the next bit of news is on Lucas Torreira. I'm going to talk about Lucas Torreira, and a lot of controversy around him over the last few weeks, and that has concerned the fact that, again, he lost his mother, so again, condolences go out to him. But he wants to go to Boca Juniors to be closer to his family, and he's expressed, openly said that to the media, and his father, I think his agent or whatever, have reiterated that as well. Now, Arsenal apparently want to sell him for around 15 million quid, a cut price fee. Can Boca Juniors even afford that? Because their record signing is only 12 million pounds in a coronavirus pandemic. Are they willing to splash the cash to sign a player that really hasn't been that great, even at Atleti? I don't know. I really don't know. I think we need to get rid of him. And I get all this sentiment. He wants to be closer to his family, but we need to get the maximum money for him. We need to try and get as much as we can, because he had a bit of good time at Arsenal, and then other than that, it's been a bit disappointing for what he's been. He's not been a flop, I would say, but I think for what the expectations were of him, he was going to be the next Vieira, because he pocketed Messi in the World Cup. Brilliant. Anyway, yeah, I think we need to get rid of another deadwood at the club, and hopefully we can get rid of him. But again, he's gone through a lot of problems over the last year or so in terms of, adjusting to life in Europe, especially in England and now Spain. It's not working out for him. Hopefully he can get back to South America, but we need to try and get as much money for him as possible. So that's the news on Lucas Torreira. So that is it for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please leave a like and subscribe. See you guys in the next one. Bye bye.